Hello, I am the host of the Sportsway podcast, Bryson and today I am joined by my two friends, VB and Chase. Glad we're finally together, boys. We got a loaded podcast today with MLB talk, NBA playoffs, and NFL draft, and a little bit more hockey, but I'll do the talking on that one. So, boys, how are y'all doing today?
The boys are buzzing.
No way, no. No way,
Chase is in a tornado watch.
Yeah.
Chase is currently in a tornado watch in Oklahoma.
Prayers to Chase, but he'll
Big,
be all
big
right.
college guy. Big college guy.
Yeah, living in my 5x5 cell. Gotta love it.
All right, we're just gonna jump right into this. 5x5 cell. VB and Chase, the Rangers are on absolute fire. They're 12-6, first place in the AL West. And the Astros are not doing too well. We just got done beating them in a series, 2-1. The Astros are 8-10. VB, how are you feeling after this first month, first couple weeks of the baseball season?
I'm feeling absolutely spectacular. You know, I used to pray for times like this where the Rangers could actually be good at baseball, so I didn't have to sit through a whole 162-game season and watch a bunch of crap happen. But, man, I'm just excited. Bruce Bochy's got the boys buzzing. Mike Maddox got the boys dicing. Our bullpen's the best, I think. We have the best bullpen ERA in the AL right now. All starters are doing their job. What?
It kind of cut out, but we got it.
Okay.
No, I honestly, VB, I've been thinking about this. The Rangers, they have a top 5 bullpen right now, like playing wise right now in baseball. And I think you could argue it could be higher, but it's under 3 ERA for the bullpen at least. And then we have DeGrom, you have Eovaldi, you have Martin Perez coming off the mound. Those top 3 pitchers that we have are very, very good. That's not even really our strength. I feel like our strength is the slugging, and then the young bat of Josh Young. He's been very good the whole series really versus the Royals, and then he kind of blossomed in that. He kind of blossomed in that Cubs series. I feel like I think that's when he got his first home run, and then obviously the series after that we played the worst team in baseball in the Royals. But we just got done sweeping the Royals again, so I think we got those 2 series out the way, and now we play the A Athletics.
Yeah, I mean it's good. I mean it's good. It's good that we actually know how to sweep a team, unlike someone's team in here.
Yeah, someone's baseball team.
Have y'all won a series?
We're not talking about the Bay Area boys. We're not talking about
The Bay Area.
Oh! You want to talk about the Bay Area? Hold on, wait. Let's talk about. we'll get to the Warriors later. You know, I got some choice words.
We got a lot of stuff.
Words.
What is the best division in baseball? Because in my opinion, it's the AL East with the Rays, the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Orioles, and the Red Sox. That whole division is above 500 minus the Red Sox, which are 9-9, 500. And I really do think 3 teams can make it into the postseason this year, and they could lock up those 2 wild card spots. I don't see how that is, or how that kind of like doesn't work out, because I feel like the Blue Jays are probably a powerhouse. Hitting team-wise, at least. And then obviously the Rays started out really good. Yankees probably are a lock every year for the postseason with Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton. But what do you feel? How do you feel about this division?
Well, the Yankees make the postseason. That's how I feel. I mean, they're 4th in the division. They're obviously a good team, but you've got 3 other teams that are ahead of them.
Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of tougher. I mean, the Yankees will always somehow end up in the playoffs, but what is that?
Dude, baby,
Grizzlies won game 2.
Here, Chase, you go ahead and go. Let me fix
Okay.
He's having mic difficulties.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I feel like the Rays are a lock. They're back to winning 2 in a row, so I think they'll win that division, with no problem.
I'm gonna, while VB's fixing this, I'm just gonna jump ahead. My sleeper team is out of this division. I feel like the Orioles, they have great young talent on the offensive side of the ball. maybe if they're looming maybe 5, 10 games above 500, they could pick up a pitcher or two because that's kind of what they lack. And I feel like they are maybe, like I said, a pitcher or two pitchers away from being in a wild card spot. I believe this offense can carry them though, with young bats like Adley Rutschman, or is it Rutschman? Adley Rutsch, Adley Rutschman. Um, why did I think it was Rutschmanson or something? I don't know. But anyway, they have young bats. They've got a lot of young talent. Their offense is really, really good. They're 10-7 right now, and they had 28 runs in the first series versus the Red Sox. They know how to hit, and watching that first series, I think it was on just a replay. They can hit the ball. They can smash the ball. They kind of look like the Rangers. They remind me of that. And then watching them play the Rangers, they have some bats. And they are just a pitcher or two away from being a wild card spot, in my opinion, out of this AL East.
Stars up 1-0. Stars up 1-0. And is my mic better?
Yes. No.
It's not better.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, no, it is not.
It's wait, VB. VB, go on your mic. No, VB, go on your mic. Look at the little. Do you have a little dial? Do you have a little dial on your mic? VB, look at your mic. Look at your mic. No, on the actual physical mic. Look at the thing. Look at the thing that says echo. Twist it all the way to the lower. That's what it is. I got you. I got you.
Speak.
Technical difficulties, but we got it.
Wait.
All right, VB, give your opinion on your sleeper team because Chase, you'll give your opinion after this, but I'll let VB talk. Your sleeper team out of the MLB.
All right, sleeper team out of the MLB this year. I'm going to go ahead and go with – I mean, the Rangers could be some people's obvious pick, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the Twins. Their bullpen, I mean, they have probably the nastiest closer in all baseball, Yohan Duran. I mean, their lineup's just absolutely lethal, 1 through 6. It doesn't really get talked about a lot. They play in a hitters-friendly ballpark, and they obviously have a hitter-friendly team to complement that. Off-season acquiring such as Pablo Lopez. Pablo Lopez has been one of the best starters in baseball this year. He's pitching to a 1.33 ERA with like a 13 Ks per 9, something like that. He's having an amazing strikeout numbers to start the year. And Joey Gallo's resurgence is something that has really kind of took a storm to a lot of headlines. Obviously, he's on the IL right now, but that first week and a half that he played, I believe he was leading the MLB in home runs for a large portion of that with a great on-base percentage. Byron Buxton's staying healthy for the most part this year. And I love the Twins this year. Love their bats, love their starting pitching, and back into the bullpen can use some work, but I think Rocco Baldelli really needs to have a good year this year to cement himself as a manager.
Chase, you can go ahead and give your sleeper team.
Mine's the Pirates. Pirates have not done anything for a while, and this team's finally good. They've got 3 guys batting over 100. They have 1 pitcher who is in the losing column, like 1 and 2. They're just all around a pretty good team. They've got young talent, can't think of his O'Neal Cruz, guy.
Brian Hayes
can play basically anywhere. Yeah, Brian Hayes. I mean, he's not that great, but they've just got such a good team all around that I think that's a playoff team.
So my first little discussion nugget is, can the Rangers keep this up? And I want to start this off by saying I think the only way that the Rangers keep this up is if the bullpen and the pitching rotation stays intact for as long as it possibly can. I think the bats will always be there. I think no matter what happens, I think you have that backbone of like the slugging or the bats to get you through games, but it's going to be the pitching. If DeGrom can stay fully healthy the whole season, if Uvalde can stay healthy, obviously health is a major issue, but I think the bullpen is going to carry the Rangers, and if it stays healthy, I think the Rangers could honestly end up winning the division. If not, they could be the wild card 1 or wild card 2 team. So can the Rangers keep this up?
I think it's just. By the way, I switched back to my mic, so is it good now?
Yes.
Chase,
it's good.
Give me another.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for time. Yeah, it was the
echo. All right. So, I'm going to be pessimistic. I don't think the Rangers will keep this up. My goal heading into the season was to compete for a wild card spot and maybe sneak in as the 6th or 5th wild card seed this year. And I think this is the type of start we needed to achieve that goal. But honestly, if you look at the teams we've played this year, Cubs obviously off to a hot start. We've had 2 series against the Royals, played the Astros without Altuve, have a lot of injuries going on. And that first series against the Phillies, you see how the Phillies are. They're sick. I think they're 6-11, 7-11 to start this year. So once we started getting into the middle of the season, I feel like as long as we can fight off injuries, obviously, which we've already seen Seager go down for a month and a half with a hamstring injury, I think this team's really going to have to fight off injuries. I think the starting, on the contrary to what you said, is actually the strong point in this team. I think top to bottom, we have one of the best starting rotations in the MLB. Guys that have proven themselves, seasoned veterans. I mean, we've signed every single one of these players in free agency before, so they've all.
I wasn't saying they're bad. I'm just saying like if the Rangers are going to make a run or be a playoff team, it's going to be the bullpen to carry them. Like
Yes,
going to have to step up.
Yeah, and also I'm really my opinion on this could change depending on what the Rangers decide to do at the trade deadline, because we have been very dormant in the past few years, obviously, because we haven't had good records. But if we are 10 games above 500 or 5 games above 500 to the trade deadline and we want to make a push to make the playoffs, you have to trade for people like Brian Reynolds, say if the Pirates fall off, trade for another outfield bat, maybe another bullpen piece to complement this team so it could really get them over the edge, and so that this fan base can have a fun postseason team to root for.
Kind of lost you there, Vivi. Not gonna lie. You
I
said
know.
I lost you. Maybe it's me. What'd you say? Sorry.
I said I want trading deadline players.
Okay.
I want
Okay.
players on my team so we could win games. That was all I said.
Yep.
That's fair.
I think this team is.
Go ahead, Chase.
This seems very good. I think we got to see how we play through May. We play the Diamondbacks, who most years it's laughing stock in the MLB, but top of the worst division in the MLB. And then the Angels, Mariners, and A's. That's 3 straight division series. So, and then we host Atlanta. And then, of course, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and then a middle of the road Detroit team. We play good teams and division teams. So, I mean, I think May tells us a lot about how good this team is. I will have an answer for you after May.
I completely agree. I mean, I think it is going to be. I mean, the first 2 months of the season, maybe a little bit more, is going to be. Sorry. I think the first 2 months, or maybe the first 3 months, is going to be a telling as to how good the Rangers are going to be. If that bullpen obviously can stay healthy, or if the bats can stay consistent. I mean, we've got a lot of production from the bats. Like Marcus Semien had a grand slam against the Astros. I think it was Sunday. Josh Jung is kind of coming through as a big power hitter. And with Corey Seager going down, I honestly thought, man, we're really going to be in trouble. But it's really been everything but that. I mean, we've had a lot of production from Garcia, and then obviously Josh Jung, Marcus Semien. So, I mean, it's been very good. I think, yes, after May and then maybe late into June will be the telling as to how good the Rangers are going to be this season.
Yeah, it's a long season. It's a long season.
Yeah, for sure. My next thing is, how good are the Rays actually? Because the 13-0 start, I think they're they're still really good. But I mean, no, I don't feel like a lot of people have been talking about the 13-0 start. That's historic. What Vivi, you would know more. What list are they on? Like, what was the 13-0? Like, what was that for history?
It was the biggest starting win streak to a team. Did we just score again?
Yes, 2-0, baby.
Let's go. But it was the biggest win streak to start a season in MLB or since the modern era.
70s.
MLB.
Is this 70s or 80s?
Something
One
like
of those
that.
two.
It's been over 50 years since the last time a team started that hot. So obviously it does mean something. And then the Rays always go under the radar. I think this is probably a more complete lineup than they had during their COVID World Series year, which is kind of a big statement to make, but I really do like their lineup top to bottom. They have amazing prospects that have flown under the radar that contribute contribute by getting on base. And then on top of that, they have just an amazing bullpen as they always do. And then now they actually have established aces at the top of their rotation. And Shane McClanahan, Jeffrey Springs has been very good for them. And they get Tyler Glass now, who's led the MLB in Ks per nines anytime he's healthy, obviously. They get Tyler Glass now back, I believe, in a week or two. So that's just going to add an elite arm to that rotation. So I see the ceiling. I don't think they win the division. I like the Blue Jays a lot this year. That was just my personal pick. But I believe they probably get close to a high 90s wins, 100 wins, something like that. And they have the pitching staff and the bullpen to make as deep as a run as they want to in the playoffs.
I mean, they got six dudes batting over. Yeah, they got six dudes over. They got six dudes batting over 300 right now. They are just they are lighting up the scoreboard in all sorts of ways. And like you said, that bullpen and that pitching rotation has been very good. And honestly, I think it's flipped. I think the Yankees are going to win that division, and then they're going to come in second, and then the Blue Jays. But I'm like Yankees. I don't like the Yankees. I mean, obviously, every year somebody says that, but I just like that pitch rotation for New York. But the Rays are very good. They've got some really good bats.
Bryson.
Yeah?
Name the Yankees pitching rotation.
Garrett Cole. That's all I know. I'm not a Yankees fan. I don't know.
To be fair, the Yankees are very injured in their starting rotation.
That's fair. That is fair. Their healthy pitching rotation is the.
I can give you three.
Nah, I can only give you one. CC Sabathia still play on there?
That's insane. Wow.
That's actually crazy. Bro retired a while ago.
Kidding.
Rodon, Frankie Montes,
Yes.
Luis Severino, Garrett Cole.
Oh no, I knew that.
Yeah, I knew Severino.
What's that? Wander Franco? Messin.
Yeah. Hey, Bryson, to answer your question,
I'm not a Yankees fan, bro.
On why people weren't talking about the Rays, no one cares about Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a city like Albuquerque, dude. It is horrible, bro.
That is true.
Like
nobody cared about Tampa Bay until Tom Brady came there, and then Tom Brady left, and nobody cares now.
Exactly. You don't choose to live in Tampa Bay. You're just put there.
That is true. The final thing for baseball is is baseball changing for the better? The batting average is up 16 points. Stolen bases have gone up by 30%. And then the game time is down 31 minutes, which is insane. I think it's at 2.5 hours now instead of 3, which I feels like an eternity when you're watching a baseball game. It's way more entertaining to watch. Is this better for the sport, or do you think in the long run this could be worse, like for the pitch clock and everything?
I truly believe that this pitch clock is saving the game of baseball. I said it as a baseball player myself. At first, I kind of thought it was hard for pitchers to make that sort of adjustment over the span of a spring training, but you can see in the shortened game time, it really is saving the game. It's making the game more friendly, more fan friendly to watch, and just the base extension allowing for more steals. You can already see that playing a huge role. Batting average is up a lot, as you said. And the only thing that's stopping MLB from really challenging the NBA and the NFL is availability to watch. It is so hard to watch MLB games when you're not from that state because MLB TV accounts, all those I think it costs $300 a year to have an MLB TV Plus account. The normal person isn't going to pay to have that. If you're a fan of, say Chase, you're a fan of the Giants and you live in Texas, you have to pay a lot of money to watch the Giants play. And I know you don't want to pay a lot of money to watch the Giants play, even if you're a Giants
I did it last year. I'm not wasting my money on that again.
Yeah, it's so just NBA games are mainstream. You have TNT, you have ESPN. You can watch NBA games from anywhere. NFL games, obviously, you can watch any NFL game anytime with Red Zone. NFL League Pass, and it's somewhat affordable for the average football fan, the average basketball fan. But the thing that MLB needs to work on is pricing of their games, blackout restrictions, so that they can truly expand the game to challenge those major markets.
Yes, I completely agree. Because you go and you're scrolling through, and it's really only the MLB network that has maybe one game on every couple days, and then obviously the local channels like the Astros are a local, like I don't know around here, but I know the Rangers are a local channel, but the Astros are a local channel here, and it's like you have to have a TV subscription, you have to pay to watch the Rangers play, and it's like they're in state, like you should be able to at least get that for free or of some sort, like maybe just a tad bit cheaper. Um, but I mean, just yes, I completely understand what you're saying, and I completely agree. Like the expansion of like watching the game should be way better because this year the NHL. I mean, it's kind of off topic, but like the NHL went to ESPN Plus. Like every game, you could watch every game anytime with ESPN Plus. And I think ESPN Plus and Disney, I think it was with Disney as well, have done a really good job marketing that. And I don't think it would hurt to maybe have the MLB as well in on that deal because it would be making both ESPN Plus and the MLB a lot of money when doing that.
Okay, can we talk about the Warriors now? Can we talk about the Warriors?
Yeah, we can go to the NBA.
I have to go. I have to go.
Chase has to go. Okay,
I'm
Chase
a
has
Spurs
to
fan,
leave.
though. We don't need to talk about the Warriors.
Wait, you're a Warriors
Doesn't
fan,
matter.
right?
It's a playoffs. It's a playoffs. It's a playoffs.
Well, you're
No,
not a
he
Warriors
just-
fan?
No.
No, he just
I'm a
likes
Spurs fan, dude.
It's just the
I've
Giants.
been
Oh,
a Spurs
I'm
fan my
Spurs.
entire life.
I totally forgot
It's
about
just
that.
the Giants.
I was getting ready to
Nah,
cook you so hard. Oh my gosh.
Sabonis is a bum, though. Sabonis is a bum. You can't grab a dude's ankle.
Yeah,
and
get it
not
all out. Get it all
respect-
out.
Donkey
Get
is
it all out before you
aggressive.
leave. Donkey is
Whatever.
aggressive.
Sabonis is a bum. So is Draymond. They both should have gotten suspensions. I think it's bogus. Free
Yeah, that
Draymond.
is
He ain't
true.
do nothing.
Well,
Peace,
take
boys.
a video of the tornado hurricane and send it so we can post it.
The hurricane of Oklahoma 2023. Yeah, I got you.
That-
I'll
exactly.
post the
Alrighty.
weather. Peace,
Hey,
boys.
I'll be at
See you,
Choctaw.
Chase.
Come to Choctaw with me this summer.
When are you gonna be in Choctaw?
I'm gonna be in Choctaw June late in June, and I want you to come
Dude,
gamble.
I'll be back home by then.
Dude, just come. Who? All right, whatever. Leave. I don't want that.
All right, we'll see you, Chase. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about some NBA. VB, you can get out what you need to talk about the Warriors, and then we'll get into the actual discussion. Because I have not. I'm gonna be like, completely honest with you. I watched about 5 seconds of that Warriors Kings game, and then turned back the Stars game back on. So go ahead.
Klay Thompson is a scrub. Klay Thompson is a bum. Every single time this freaking idiot, any single time, like, talks trash to you, gets a fan talking trash. He might be shooting 2 for 56 on the night. And all he does is, well, he holds up that 4. He holds up that 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 rings, baby.
With his crooked finger that he has, it's like the
stupid crooked finger. I'm so tired of it. I like Curry. I've always been kind of a Curry fan. I grew up watching Curry, so I'm fine with that. But just the whole Warriors as a whole, and then that whole. So let's break it down real quick. That Demonis Sabonis.
I saw
Draymond situation.
Yes, I saw the play. Apparently Draymond said it's something happened the night prior or 2 nights prior, I guess.
I didn't see it.
De'Aaron Fox or somebody did something where he grabbed his leg, and the ref looked at him, and he did. Anyway, he said something in his interview, or the post game presser, and he said something like we're just grabbing legs now or something. And it was like somebody said it was like going to be the most iconic thing ever said in a press conference because the way he said it. But you can break it down because I was just thinking this was boiled over from the night before or 2 nights before whenever they played, where somebody grabbed Draymond's leg for the first time, and then the second time he kind of just lashed out.
Yeah. So first of all, Demontis Sabonis. I believe there was a rebound. Demontis Sabonis got pushed to the ground on a box out by Draymond Green. So that's basketball.
Yes.
Then Demontis finds Draymond's leg and does grab his leg. It's obvious. There's no debate that he grabbed his leg and tried to trip him. It happens all the time when someone's trying to get down the floor just so Sabonis doesn't get beat because that's his man. And then Draymond then takes exception to that and doesn't like subtly like kick him in the chest. He Seth Rollins WWE curb stomped his chest. And apparently I think he's out for game 3. Not Draymond, but Sabonis has.
No, yeah, Draymond's suspended, but Sabonis is
So is Draymond actually like suspended for the game?
No, yeah, he's fully suspended. Yeah, and the NBA PA, somebody asked like, what could the NBA PA do, and they couldn't do anything. Like,
Yeah, so
it's already been set in stone. So
that makes sense. I mean, I feel like Draymond did something not as bad in game 4 of that 2016 finals where he tried to kick LeBron in the nuts.
but he kicked Steven Adams in the nuts.
Well, yeah, but he was suspended in the finals because of something he did. Whatever. But like that, like what he did last night, stepping on like
I remember, yeah.
on it, and then proceeding to go to the crowd and like egg the crowd on to like boo him.
Dude, that was hilarious. I saw Instagram. Yes.
Oh my gosh, he did that on purpose.
He did that on purpose.
What?
No, he knew what he was doing. Draymond knew exactly what he was doing.
100%.
And that's what Twitter was saying. I saw something and I had this thought. I was like, why is he doing? Like I saw the Instagram post and it was like House of Highlights and it was Draymond Green after he just got ejected and it was him like hyping up the crowd, like screaming at the crowd. And then I went to Twitter.
An away crowd that hates him. That was insane to me.
That atmosphere was insane though. From tip off, the Kings, like, did y'all, dude? That's like college football type crowd right there.
They do have a really good fan base.
They do. But anyway, Draymond, like he did that on purpose. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like he had no remorse. He curb stomped his chest. And I mean, did he deserve it? He grabbed his leg. Maybe not as hard. Maybe Draymond, but I could also see the excuse that Draymond tried to make, where like he was not flexible. But I think that was just like a BS answer, just kind of a BS excuse. Like he wasn't flexible enough to like knock.
Yeah,
I don't know. He did something where he tried to catch his fall.
He could have tried to wiggle himself out of it if he didn't go over to the crowd and start asking them to boo him. Like,
yeah, I know. He was like, oh, yeah.
But all right, so moving on. I still really think the Warriors are going to win this series. I was
about to say, how are we feeling? Because I really don't. I
So,
I think the Kings.
Go ahead, sir.
I think the Kings, no matter, you can say the experience, you can say this, you can say that. Yes, I completely understand that the Golden State Warriors have 4 championships. Is it 4 or 5? It's 4?
That core has 4 championships. They have 5.
Okay, 4. Yes, because you did the 4. I completely understand. They have the experience. They have the playoff. Like, they know how to win games. They know how to win a series when it gets tough. But you have to win on the road in Sacramento. They are one of the worst road teams in the NBA.
I was about to mention that.
Historically, they this season they were terrible on the road. And yes, you go back to Golden State, but I feel like you would be a lot more comfortable 2-0, and you have to go win now 2 games in a row at your home court when the Kings have all the momentum. Like, they have all the momentum. They have the crowd behind them. It's going to be wild because this series has been the most entertaining, and it probably will be the most entertaining down the stretch.
Yeah. I heard some narrative that. Sorry, let me get to this real quick. The Warriors are 11-30. The Warriors are 11-30 on the road, which is the 3rd worst road record in the NBA. Which they have a worse road record than the Rockets do. That's insane. That's insane. Excuse me, the Hornets. Not the Rockets suck too bad. The Hornets. That's insane. They have a worse road record than the Hornets.
I can tell you 3 wins that the wins they got them were the Mavericks wins. The Hornets up their wins.
The Warriors also have the best home record, or the second best home record in the NBA behind the Nuggets. So that's why I still believe this series is in hand. Not in hand at all. I think this is going to go to 7 games. I think the Warriors are going to pull
It's not over. Yeah, it's definitely not over.
Obviously, they have to win the next 2 games at home. And then I think they have to – I mean, if they win the next 2 games at home, then they win Game 6. And then they just have to find a way to win a Game 7, which I think that's where experience comes in. But moving on past that series real quick, another series I really want to talk about is the Suns-Clippers series. That's been my favorite series to watch.
That series is that I take that back. I don't take it back. The most exciting series, but like, holy crap! The Suns, Katie versus Russell Westbrook, first
Katie
round.
versus
Like, you
Russell
couldn't ask for
Westbrook.
anything.
Chris Paul's legacy
Katie
on the
getting
line.
yes, Chris Paul's legacy. Chris Paul is a Finals MVP, Finals addict. He is addicted to being in the NBA Finals.
Bro is so addicted. He's so
He's
addicted.
addicted.
But no,
bro.
that series has been awesome. That I hope it goes to 7 games. It deserves to go to 7 games. I really do believe whoever wins that. I talked about this with you about this earlier. I think whoever wins that series ends up going to the NBA Finals and wins the West because
Both those teams are built to win in the playoffs. The Clippers perfectly save their load management, even though
Paul George is injured right now.
if they get a healthy Paul George back for the next series and they somehow win this series, I think they're a walk in to the NBA Finals. I don't really see anyone in the West competing with them.
I think we're sleeping too hard, and I want to talk about this in like an actual thing, but I think we're sleeping way too hard. I see what you're saying about the Clippers or the Suns. The winner of that goes to the finals. I think we're sleeping too hard on the Nuggets. I really do. No matter, I understand. Yes, they fail. They continue to fall short in the final or in the playoff year in and year out. But you've got Jamal Murray who plays unbelievable in the postseason. I think last night he had 24 points, something around that. I did see that game.
Yeah,
But
he has 20 points in the
I
first
really
quarter
do think
tonight.
you have you've obviously got he does. See, I'm telling you, the Nuggets, I get it, they're playing a horrible Minnesota team who it would be way more entertaining to see the Thunder in the postseason. But, I mean, you have Bruce Brown off the bench. You've got a couple other key pieces like Michael Porter Jr. You've got Nikola Jokic, 2-time MVP, probably 3-time, but I think Joel Embiid wins the MVP. But anyway, you've got really, really good play, and you've got a really good defense. And I just think we're sleeping. That was going to be a good question: is are we sleeping on the Nuggets? But what sets the Nuggets up? Like, what is so bad about the Nuggets? I mean, other than the history that they have from the past.
Defensive efficiency. The Nuggets can't really play defense against teams that know how to play offense, and it's kind of been evident throughout the year. They are also
They don't have not a historic, but in the past couple seasons, it's second round loss, first round loss, second round loss. And I
They got
just
to the
feel
conference
like
finals. They got to the conference finals in the bubble.
yes, they got to conference finals in the bubble.
That is true. Yeah, Mickey Mouse bubble.
So it's
I don't think that's a Mickey Mouse because I don't think it would be a Mickey Mouse if the Heat won the finals. Would it?
that is kind of true. That's a story for a different time. But
Okay. Yeah,
I do understand what you're saying. But the thing I just see is I look at this Suns team on paper. Devin Booker, who is an MVP caliber player. You have Chris Paul.
No crap. On paper, they're going to be the best team. They're the best team ever assembled.
So if you put the Suns next to the Nuggets, because they'll play each other in the next round if the Suns win, you're going to confidently tell me that the Nuggets are going to beat the Suns in the 7-game series.
I think the Nuggets have the best player in the world. Like, all around, I think they have the best player in the world, and then they have a good running mate with Jamal Murray, who knows how
They have
to
one
win.
good running mate. The Suns have DeAndre.
Michael
Ayton.
Porter Jr. is good for 15 a night. It's just,
Okay, cool.
is he going to be efficient? Is it going to be an efficient 15 a night, or is it going to be a mediocre 15 a night?
Okay, so cool. You can have Jokic as the best player in that series, but who has the second, third, fourth, and fifth best players in that series? KD, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton. Then you can put in Jamal Murray, and
I guess
maybe
I do. I guess I do forget we're KD's shoe size away from maybe the Nets having one of the greatest dynasties. Because if his foot's not on the line, they win the finals that year, no questions asked.
KD is capable of leading a team to a playoff. I think he really just doesn't care. He's capable of leading a team.
No, he doesn't because he wants everybody else to do the work, and then when the finals come, then he wants to put in the work.
Oh, is a final. Yes.
Yes, like he's more addicted to the finals than Chris Paul is. But I do see what you're saying. On paper, yes, obviously the Suns are the best team. On paper, they have Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul. Those four alone are all stars. Maybe DeAndre Ayton questionable, maybe Chris Paul this year questionable, but it doesn't really matter because yes, on paper they're the best. But I think the matchup. And I said this in the other podcast that I did on Sunday night. The Clippers are the best matchup in round one for the Suns. Like defensively, you have Kawhi guarding Kevin Durant. Now, obviously, he's not going to be guarding Kevin
You
Durant
mean
the
sorry?
whole
You mean
time,
you
but
mean that this is the worst? This is the worst matchup for the Suns. Like this is. I think this series for the Suns is the hardest series.
that's what I
they'll
meant. Yes,
play.
yes, yes. That's what I meant.
Okay.
That's what I meant. Like this is the worst like matchup in the first round out of the West that the Suns have, because you have really really good defense in the Clippers. And what's with Paul George? Is he just not playing, or is he hurt?
Ankle. He is hurt. He is hurt.
I mean, it might honestly be better that he's not playing because playoff Paul.
No,
Bro, what has he done in the play? Yeah,
that
exactly.
was so long ago.
Um,
He had a really good playoffs 2 years ago.
2 years
He
ago,
played
yeah.
really good playoffs.
What's
The
another
year
time
after
he had a
playoff
good
B, he had
playoffs?
good playoffs.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, BB, I want to jump into this. I want to talk about the game two, or just a team that is dead or alive in the playoffs, like has a legitimate shot or not. So I'm gonna start this off. So the loser yesterday, Brooklyn Nets, are they dead or alive in the postseason this year? Like for the
Absolutely,
remainder.
positively dead. They're going to get swept in 4 games. They're that like okay. So here's a good analogy for the Nets. The Nets is like if I'm doing a 2K rebuild and I'm trading for a bunch of players with stars that I can trade for draft picks. There is not a single star on that team. It's just perfect role players.
Yeah.
It's just
Although
perfect role players.
Mikal Bridges is that guy.
Yeah, but he's not. He can't develop like he's like a really good like at his peak. He's a really good second option on a championship team.
I've thought about this for so long. How many players in the NBA do you think are sitting behind a superstar like Mikal Bridges was in Phoenix behind Devin Booker? How many like players in the NBA do you think are like Mikal Bridges? Like they just need to be traded to a team that doesn't have a set superstar and then they can thrive. Like I wonder how many players like Jalen Brunson last year he was sitting behind Luka. Now look what he's doing. Like it's just I really do want to know like if somebody like maybe Jamal Murray. Now I don't know because Jamal Murray is kind of that like shooter in Denver. I mean Nikola Jokic obviously goes a triple double a night, but I mean he's a pass first big man in my opinion. But like that's what I've been thinking about this. Like how many players in the NBA
I'll give you one.
are like Mikal Bridges?
I'll give you a good one. I'll give you Anthony Edwards. I love Anthony Edwards so much personality
I
wise.
do too.
I think
do too.
he has to share distribute the ball to Karl Anthony Towns and this first half of the year to obviously D'Angelo Russell. I feel like which the Timberwolves are trying to do, if you give them the keys to a team, like say you put them on maybe like a lower tier team. Like let me just throw out like a Magic. If you put him on the Magic, or if you put him on the Jazz or something like that, I think he's like a 29 point per game type.
Don't
of guy.
say the Jazz. That hurts Timberwolves fans' ears.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's actually a good point. But I don't know. I love Anthony Edwards so much. I think they're trying to give him the keys to the team, and I feel like next year you'll really start to talk about him in those MVP type conversations.
That is true. That really is true. And it kind of honestly Cam Thomas for the Nets too. Like the dude had 3 nights in a row where he dropped 40 plus points after KD, Kyrie all left. But anyway, let's continue with this dead or alive. Dead or alive Atlanta Hawks. I
Dead.
already know your answer.
They're getting 4 games swept.
New York Knicks.
Dead.
Really?
Yeah, I think they lose in 6.
Actually, that is true. What's his name just got hurt? Julius Randle just got hurt.
Yeah, Julius Randle got hurt. I don't think it was that severe of an injury.
It wasn't
But
that serious of an injury, but
do you know-
it was just like
Tom Thibodeau did it again. He did it again. He
What?
left in his star player too long. It was a 15 to 20 point game with a minute left in the game, and he left Julius Randle in to play because he wanted him to get like in a shooting rhythm because Randle was having a bad game. He wanted to get with the game.
Yeah.
Last time Thibodeau has done that, Derrick Rose ruined his career in the first round of the playoffs in a game he didn't need to be playing in, as Tom Thibodeau was the head coach. There's no reason
yeah, that is true.
to leave in star players in a game like this. And also, I really hope that James Dolan likes paying RJ Barrett $40 million to not exist. Like, not
Dude,
exist
he's
anymore.
he's the most overrated player. I don't think he's overrated, but I think he's just too overhyped. I feel like the Knicks fans love him way too much.
Here's his playoff stats for the first 2 games versus the Cavs. Obviously, best defensive team in the NBA defensive efficiency-wise. 31 minutes, 33 minutes, 7 points, and 14. And he's supposed to be their 2. He's supposed to be a budding all-star 2 option. Or 3
No,
option, I guess.
On that team, he's the 3rd option.
He's getting paid $30
Who's
million.
the 1? Who's the 1?
Julius.
Brunson? Or
Julius.
Julius? Yeah.
It's Julius. Julius
Some
takes
nights
the
it
shot.
is Brunson, though. That is true.
Yeah.
But
But no, I think I love the Cavs. The Cavs are like my East team this year.
I do too. I think that's a sneaky team. But, giving up on New York, going back to the Garden,
Yeah,
you know that place is going to be rocking.
They'll split. Well, I think they'll split in the Garden, and then I think the Cavs take the one at home, and then they win in the Garden.
Yeah. All right,
I don't-
dead or alive, Golden State. Obviously, you kind of made your remarks on this, but dead or alive, Golden State. Even
I
with
think they're-
Draymond suspended.
That is true. They do. They also don't have Sabonis, but I think they're alive. I'm not giving. I will never doubt Steph Curry again. I can't. If they lose next game, they're dead. But I still
That
think
is
they're
true.
alive.
They
For
could.
some
They,
reason,
they honestly, they would be the team to come back from 3-0 though. Get Draymond
Yeah,
back
I
and
just-
go on a tear.
Everything mentally and in my heart says this team has the experience to do it. It's the classic story of this Kings team who's ready to make a big leap. But every young team like this that we see happened with the Grizzlies last year. Every young team needs a roadblock. It happens throughout basketball history, and I think the
Yeah.
Warriors team is this roadblocks for the Kings team, to where they get this playoff experience, they get a little taste in their mouth, and then they come back hungrier next year.
I know, but I think honestly, I think the Warriors are dead. I really do. Without Draymond, there's just no who's the big man or who's the facilitator in that whole offense. It's not Steph. I mean, he'll pass the ball and get assists, but it's not Steph. It's not Clay. Clay's good for standing in the corner and shooting threes and then holding up 4s. There's really nothing. There's no facilitator. There's no defensive player on that team that plays like Draymond. I mean, yeah, Draymond's not good on offense, but he's really good at defense. He's a Hall of Famer in defense categories. He's statistically a Hall of Famer. He's literally Dennis Rodman without the dresses and the girlfriends.
Yeah.
That's who I see.
Yeah, the Warriors being alive is a hot take, but that's just my gut feeling. That
I see how it is. Yes, I see. I
This in a
completely
week.
see because they're the experience and everything. Yeah. Dead or alive, Clippers.
I think they're alive. I think the game. I think the series. Are we saying dead as in you think the series is over?
I'm saying yes. Not necessarily over, but I guess yes. Is the series over?
No. I think I'd give the Suns an 85% chance to win, but the Clippers have so much depth and so many people that they can just pick scoring from, and I love their rotation pieces so much that I just wish they had Paul George, and this would be such an amazing. What's your?
Without Giannis, the Bucks are up 107-76 in the third quarter.
They're up 112. Yeah, 112-76.
Yeah, 112. Yeah, mine's just that updated. So I guess I'm gonna do this. Dead or alive, Heat without Tyler Hero.
Oh, they're dead. They're dead. I said the Bucks are going to win in 5. That was a fluke game. Remember? Do you remember 2 years ago where DJ Augustine beat the championship Raptors in Toronto?
Yes,
That
in
17 Magic
Toronto.
team? That was the exact
Yes.
same situation that happened.
That is true, but the Magic didn't have Jimmy Butler.
Oh, I forgot you're a Jimmy Butler fan. But if you watch this Heat team,
I know, but I'm just saying. I know because Tyler Hero's their shooter. He's their guy that will make the plays in the corner when you need it down 3. But I don't think the Heat have any opportunity to win this game, even without Giannis. I think they keep him out this game, and if they win next game, obviously they keep him out this game. I mean, game 3, I think they hold Giannis out for game 3, and then if they win that game, I don't think they play him again because I don't think they need to. If he can get as much rest as possible, I don't think they need if you go to Miami and win, there's no reason you should be playing him in a game 4, 5, and 6 because you're
Not at
just gonna
all,
be
especially
humiliated.
because if you do have to play the Cavs next round, that's going to be an absolute
Yes.
dogfight of the series.
Yes,
So
that
there's
is
just no reason to
defensively.
bring Giannis back if you go for it.
Evan Mobley's going to work Giannis in the paint.
If there's no it's impossible to stop Giannis, but the one team that has a chance to limit
Yes.
Giannis is the Cavaliers. You have two of the best rim protectors in the NBA,
Jared Allen and yes, Evan Mobley.
and
Um,
they're the best
so-
defensive team in the NBA.
Yes, dead or alive, Lakers.
They did lose tonight.
They did lose tonight.
Pretty badly. It was a pretty ugly game. I still think they win in 7.
I'd say alive.
7. You think this thing goes 7 without Jaw?
Yes, well, the Grizzlies historically, there's a whole thing that they play better without John Morant as a team,
That is true.
efficiency-wise.
Yes.
But I still think this game goes 7. Or not this game. This series goes 7.
Because the Lakers are so up and down,
They'll win a game. They'll lose a game. Obviously, Anthony Davis went 4 for 14 tonight. Did absolutely nothing at 13 points. LeBron was the only player in 20
Washed.
that had 20 over points. That's insane, actually, that you just said that.
Washed.
He went 12 for 23 tonight.
Yeah, they
At 28.
only player to go over 20 points when they had like 6 dudes go over 20 last game. It's ridiculous.
I mean, it was just a bad game. I think it goes 7 and the Lakers win. Lakers win the series, but I obviously absolutely despise the Grizzlies, and I'd say my life.
That is true. I do think the Lakers win this, but I think they win it in 6. I don't think it takes them 7 games. I don't think like for the old man legs of LeBron James and the fragile glass body of Anthony Davis, I don't think they need this game to go 7. I think they need to try to get it done as quick as possible. And this brings me to my next point. Are all of a sudden the Lakers the team to beat in the West?
No.
Even despite the loss today?
No,
You don't think
they're
so?
No, they're not the team to beat the West. They might be the 5th team to beat in the West.
5th?
I can see them. I can actually
I think they're honestly they're the 2nd team. I know what I was talking about the Nuggets. I think the Suns are 1 and the Lakers are 2. As much as I despise LeBron, as much as I don't like LeBron, you're talking about a guy that has gotten to the finals. Is it 10 times or 11 times?
10.
He knows how to get to the finals. Now he might not win them. Like he's only won 4 and he's been there 10 times. He's shooting 40%, but he knows how to win and get to the finals, and I think that's what makes the Lakers the 2nd team to beat in the West behind the Suns. I think the only way the Lakers get to the postseason past the Phoenix Suns is if they catch them on an off night, like the Mavericks did last year. Like the Mavericks beat them by almost 50 points last year in Game 7 on Phoenix's home court. To me, here's how I see Anthony Davis. If he was not injury prone and he had no problem like injury at all, he's probably a top 3 big man of all time because he is so efficient with the basketball.
Whoa.
I say
whoa,
no.
Whoa,
yes,
no,
yes, he is
no,
that dominant. Yes, he
no,
is. He's that dominant.
No.
Yes, he's that dominant.
He said if he wasn't injured.
Yes, if he wasn't so injured, he would be so dominant.
Is Anthony Davis better than Nikola Jokic all time? No.
Yes.
Anthony Davis. Okay, is Anthony Davis better than Hakeem Olajuwon all time? No. Is Anthony Davis better than Shaq all time? No. Is Anthony Davis better than Kareem all time? No. Is Anthony Davis better than Moses Malone all time? No. Is he better than Karl Malone all time?
Maybe if he wasn't
No.
injured.
Is he better than Tim Duncan all time? No.
If he wasn't injured all the time, I think he could be top 3. He is so dominant when he's fully healthy. He's just made of glass.
Well, he
didn't have
injury
No,
issues
I'm gonna pull
until
these
he came
numbers.
to LA.
I'm gonna pull up these numbers. Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. He wasn't hurt on.
Yes, he did.
He played over 60 games.
DB, nobody knew. DB, nobody knew he was injured because it was the Pelicans. The market size for the New Orleans Pelicans is about the size of a dime. Nobody knows anything that goes on in New Orleans.
Anthony Davis played 60 games every single year he was on the Pelicans, except 2018.
60 out of 82? 2018 and
That's how he's always
2019?
played. And then look, and then as soon as he
He's
got to
made
the
of
Lakers,
glass. BB, you're telling me he averaged 24, 24, 28, 28, 25, 26, and then he got to the Lakers and he was 26, 21, 23, 25. If he doesn't get injured, he is dominant.
Oh, I know. It just top three is insane.
top three is absolutely
Not okay.
insane.
When his career ends, sorry. When his career ends, he's not top. He would be one of the most dominant players in the NBA though right now. I think if he's not injured.
Okay.
Like if he's
Sure.
I think it's
What
a
do you
weird.
mean,
I think
sure?
it's a weird argument. I think it's a weird argument
That's
to
not,
make. It's
I don't
there's so many
think so.
ifs.
I think he's. There is so many ifs. It's like if
Okay. The Lakers are the second or third best team in the West if they win this series. I think it's Suns. Obviously, if the Suns move on, then I think if the Nuggets win, I like the Nuggets a little bit more, and then Lakers. Yes, second or third. Whatever.
I
You can
still
decide
like
what
the Lakers over the Nuggets. I'm gonna be honest. As much as I like
You
the Nuggets,
literally were like, dude, we're sleeping on the Nuggets, man. Like literally.
well,
like,
okay, we
15
are.
minutes
Nobody's
ago.
talking about him.
Then you
They-
just
they had They had a trash back half of the season. They had a trash back half after April, or like in the month of March and April. Nobody's talking about them. I think that's how they like it. I think they want to be under the radar. They don't want to be talked about like the Suns or the Clippers. I think the Nuggets are slept on. That's all I'm saying. I think they are a team to look out for when it comes time.
Okay, I want to talk
who-
about the NFL. I want to talk about.
Okay, the
real quick,
NFL?
I want to get to the NFL draft.
Yeah,
I want-
you got it.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. What are your three big board prospects that you want the Cowboys to draft? If you need to do research, I have mine somewhat close to me. If you want to talk for a second.
Bijan won, obviously. Corner from Maryland. I'm forgetting his name.
Brooks something.
Brooks?
Hold on. Go ahead.
And then if Dalton Kincaid is still
Yes.
available, take Dalton Kincaid from Utah.
Yes.
I doubt he's
Love
available.
Dalton Kincaid.
I doubt he's available, but if Dalton Kincaid is still available, go get him. Or just go draft an offensive lineman. Jerry, I don't care. You can just draft offensive lineman. You develop him so well. Just go draft an offensive lineman, and I'll be happy. But Bijan won. Is it Brooks from Maryland 2, and then Dalton Kincaid 3, if he's still available. If not, go get an offensive tackle.
Yeah. So obviously, Bijan's
who's
my
yours?
one.
Who's yours? Yeah.
Bijan's my one. As a Texas fan, I'd love to have Bijan. My number two is I'd love Quentin Johnston. He's just flying down draft boards in every single mock
yes.
draft I've ever seen. People don't like that he technically has shrunk. I guess he was listed as 6'4.5" at TCU and officially measured in at 6'2 and 1/5. I would just like a hair of an inch above 6'2 at the
I
combine.
don't think it matters. I'm gonna be honest.
He plays humongous. He is a jump ball
He
threat
does.
that Dak needs as an outside receiver, and I just absolutely love Quentin Johnston. Insane football speed, even if he doesn't show it on the 40 time. He moves so much faster in pads. And then if we can't get any of those two, I'd love me a. Oh my gosh! I'd love Michael Mayer or Dalton Kincaid, either of the two that fall to us. I think Michael Mayer.
See, the thing is, I really don't think Dalton Kincaid's gonna fall as much as I.
I think it's the
They
opposite.
have
I
him.
don't
They
think.
have him getting drafted as high as like what did the Giants pick? Is it? 15?
I saw him. I'm on a mock draft right now that has him at going 14th to the Patriots.
That's who it
Like
was, and then it was the Giants. The one that I did was the Giants.
He has a really
So,
good draft profile. That's why I like Michael Mayer. I think he's a more realistic option. And he was always the tight end one going into before the college football season. And I just think it'd be an amazing replacement for Dalton Schultz.
his best.
which I'm so glad we
his
didn't sign
best
him.
game that made Dalton Kincaid was the USC game. I think he had 3 touchdowns, if not a little more, like 4. He was
was very good.
insane. Yes. Kind of sticking on the draft. Who's the first name read next week? Next Thursday.
Everything I was hearing before this week was saying C.J. Stroud, but apparently there's some drama going on with C.J. Stroud's character issues, which always a bunch of these rumors and stuff always come up a week or two before the draft. So everything I'm hearing is
That
Bryson.
obviously
Bryce Young
I
canceled all his pre-draft visits that he was supposed to have after he met with the Panthers.
the
So
Panthers said they didn't. The Panthers said they hadn't talked to him about that. They don't know. He did that on his own.
interesting. Hold on, let me
Like the
look up.
Panthers had nothing to do with that.
The
But anyway,
Panthers are probably I believe the Panthers are probably just saying that because don't want to be predictable in who they're taking in the first pick. No first overall person or no first overall selection does. Bryce Young's odds right now are minus 1,500 to be selected with the first overall pick. Pretty much a lock, I'd say. CJ Stroud at plus 800.
I am still a believer in AR-15. I'm still a believer. I know, but he is the best quarterback prospect that has come out of college since Cam Newton. Since Cam Newton, he is the highest rated draft prospect, quarterback-wise, athletic-wise, since Cam Newton. Now, I understand, well, what's Trevor Lawrence? No, I'm talking about athletic-wise and then profile of a quarterback. The game is going to athletes right now, like in the quarterback position. You see it in Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Deshaun Watson. Like those are just the biggest like big names. There's all sorts of Daniel Jones, athletic quarterback, like running quarterback, and Anthony Richardson is that guy that. Be very honest, he could do that. I think he falls to 7. Should he go 1? He's the best talent. He's the best talent. He's the best prospect in the draft. Should he go 1? I don't know. The Panthers want to take another chance at a Cam Newton-like QB, maybe. But as far as I'm concerned, I think it's Bryce Young. I think CJ Stroud goes to either Indianapolis or who is it? Crap, I'm forgetting the draft order, to be honest with you.
Texans.
I think CJ Stroud just falls to 4. It's the Texans. Texans aren't taking. No, is it the Texans?
It's Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. Then the Cardinals will take
Anthony
Lamar
Richardson.
Then the Colts will probably trade for Lamar Jackson. And then the Ravens will take. My prediction is the Ravens take Anthony Richardson at 4. And the Colts trade their pick and a bunch of other picks to get Lamar Jackson.
That's a really good prediction, actually. Yeah, Bryce Young is the first name read next week. Do I want it to be Anthony Richardson? Yes, obviously I do. I like Anthony Richardson a lot. But I do think it's Bryce Young, and then I think CJ Stroud falls after that. And then I really do like that Lamar Jackson trade that you just said. Like,
I think it'll
really
happen.
Interesting.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for the Colts to take a rookie quarterback at 4 when they have an aging roster that's ready to compete now. They have
a NFL. They had a Super Bowl caliber defense 2 years ago.
They don't have time to develop a project like Anthony Richardson. They don't have the time to do that with their roster right now. So that's why
the Ravens do. But the Ravens just signed Odell, so it makes me think, what are they going to do with Lamar? Because that brings me to the next point. Jalen Hurts just got a massive contract, $225 million. What does this contract mean for Lamar? Like, how? Because obviously Lamar's holding out. He was kind of using that Deshaun Watson contract. But what does this contract that Jalen Hurts just signed a couple days ago mean for Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens?
So news reports that Lamar Jackson actually turned down a bigger guaranteed deal than what Jalen Hurts had just received as of last weekend, I believe, or around a week ago. This time last week, I believe. Jalen Hurts was guaranteed $176.5 million in guaranteed money, and Lamar was guaranteed $200 million. And obviously, I think Jalen Hurts. Obviously, Jalen Hurts is a more consistent quarterback, but Lamar's going to value himself over Jalen Hurts, him personally. I feel like that contract would have been perfect for him to take. So I feel like it's an issue that Lamar just doesn't want to be in Baltimore anymore. We're up 3-1.
3-1, baby.
Let's go, dude. Let's go, man.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah. So I don't think Lamar wants to be in Baltimore anymore.
I think Greg Roman effect has hit Lamar Jackson like a brick wall. It seems like Lamar has fallen out through the Ravens. Like he doesn't want to be there. Didn't he show up late to camp or something last season? Like he showed up late to something.
Yeah, he was. He wants his money. He wants his money now, and he did show up to camp late.
The more I really think about what you just said about the Colts trade, I really like that trade. The Colts
I think
trade
it'll happen.
back. I really, dang, I think that actually happens now. Like, I
Yeah,
honestly, like the Colts make a huge trade, the Ravens trade up. That's a really interesting trade.
I had it in
So
my
yeah, I guess
original mock that I made
yeah.
on
So
PFF
I
before
guess
they made subscribers pay for trades and stuff. But
um, I I guess this brings me, I guess, to the next point: is Lamar Jackson a Raven next year?
no, he is a Colt or a Falcon next year.
I do like the Falcons though too. I think that
He will
roster's
be, yeah, he will be a
semi
Colt or
ready.
a Falcon next year. Mark my words. Book it. You can go ahead and
Book
make your
it.
statement on that. I do want to see Lamar Jackson next team odds.
I Much as it's going to be weird, I really do think Lamar Jackson stays in Baltimore just at least one more year. I think if the trade doesn't happen on draft night, I think he stays in Baltimore. Maybe he plays a couple games and then he's like, well, I want to be traded midseason, or he waits till the offseason and then signs somewhere else. Um, but I think he stays in Baltimore for at least one more year, and then maybe midseason he gets traded, or we scored again.
Go.
Maybe he signs a big contract in the offseason with Baltimore if Odell kind of works out midseason. You never know. So I'm just gonna jump into the last segment here, the NHL. NHL playoffs, best time of year in my opinion. Obviously, NFL is my main sport, football is my main sport, but the game of hockey is growing on me a lot, just like the game of golf did last year. I really like hockey. I really like watching it. Um, so I'm kind of just going to go over a couple of the big games from game one. I have all the games on for game two right now, but game one, the Stars versus the Wild, double overtime. What a game! Despite the loss, the Stars played better than the Wild in both overtimes. I think the power plays both were really good. Jake Ottinger is him, 45 saves, and is in his last two playoff starts, he has 109 saves. Only one of the only way the Stars win the series is if Jake Ottinger is playing like he did Game 7 last year, and then I guess Game 1 this year. And then VB, Joe Pavelski's probably done for the series, probably for the year. Suffered a major hit. Kind of got a chin to the jaw, and then it hit his head. But yeah, it was really bad. But Joe Pavelski kind of he was our main guy on that first line. Um, Participated in a lot of the goal scoring throughout the season, where he would stand in the goal or like kind of like in front of the goal, and then like the puck would bounce off of him. Um, but yeah, no. So that's really the game. There's a lot of other games. The Rangers and Devils. Holy crap! There's a lot of offense in New York. The Lightning and Maple Leafs. Um, BB's a Leafs fan. No way you have it on under.
Awesome.
The Leafs lost 7-3. VB. The Cowboys of the NHL. It's been almost 20 years since a second round appearance for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Um, where do the Stars go? Like, where does Austin Matthews go? He had 17 minutes on the ice and only two shots. Yeah, he had two assists, but only two shots on 17 minutes in that first line. John Tavares, one assist on four shots. That's pretty much it. Make or break year for the Leafs. The front office is going to make a lot of moves. And then obviously Austin Matthews under contract until the 24 season, and then John Tavares, I'm sorry, through 25 season. Matthews jersey. So VB, you're a Leafs fan. I don't know if you pay attention, but is this an overreaction to say the series is done after just one game? Because the Lightning are really good. I think they were the team. They knocked them out last year too. So is this series an overreaction as a Leafs fan?
No, the series is over.
7-3, bro. That's bad.
the last 20 years have said that every single series that we play in the first round's over, so it's over. It's done.
I don't know.
Finished.
I honestly, I mean, it's like the Cowboys. Like the Cowboys. I think
Finito.
after watching that, two of those goals should not have like happened. Like it was just bad defense from the defensemen. Um, in Seattle, I don't know. You don't pay attention to hockey, but anyway, Seattle versus the Avalanche, the defending champs got beat by the Kraken. First playoff win in their series. Seattle's going to be buzzing. The Seattle fans in any sport, I cannot wait for them to get basketball back. That's what I've been waiting to see is the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Because I cannot wait to see how hockey is because they love their football, they love their baseball, they loved their basketball when they had it. I just cannot wait to see how hockey is because hockey fans are the craziest. I don't know if because there's a most Canadian teams because Canadians are crazy. But I really am excited to see how the Kraken play. My wild card team, like my sleeper team in this, is the Devils. Now, this was before obviously last night's game where the Rangers blew them out 5-1. But the only way I feel like the Devils have is Jack Hughes. He's 21 years old. He had 99 points. He scored the only goal last night. But that's really much it. That's pretty much it. I think the front line for the Rangers is insane. Patrick Kane, Mika Zibanejad, and Chris Kreider. This offense is going to be deadly throughout the whole postseason. Anything else you want to say before we wrap this up, VP?
Shout out Dan Burnett if you're listening. Go Hogs, Blue Pig. Let's ride.
Stars in six, baby. No, stars in 5. We're up 4-1. Stars in 5.
Rangers of the World Series. Stars in 5. Leafs in
Cowboys winning the
5.
Super Bowl. Cowboys.
Boys to the Super Bowl.
No,
Longhorns
that's an overreaction.
to the CFP. Arkansas to the Natty in baseball.
How's that going to
Goodbye.
work if you play Texas? How's that going to work? You going to cheer
figure it out.
Texas on under the rug?
We're gonna figure it out. We'll figure it out. Bank's done
Under the
it,
rug?
so Bank's done
Bank
it
has
before.
done it.
Chase has done it, so
Bank has done
we'll
it.
figure it out.
This has been a fun episode. We're gonna try hopefully every Wednesday. Now that baseball's kind of wrapped up for VB, sadly, we're gonna try every Wednesday to get on and talk about it. Maybe I don't know. It's just a lot to ask, but maybe every Wednesday and then maybe a weekend podcast if we're available. If not, maybe just every Wednesday. Starting out, Bank had to go work out, so we respect the grind. But hopefully he'll be on for the full episode next week. That's pretty much it for this episode, VB. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for talking some sports.
Heck yeah, brother.
Alrighty, see y'all later.